the first song in this extended cabaret set by Jake Thackray. Jake Thackray was important to me when I was a kid. He was on television, on Look North, and then on That's Life with Esther Ransom, singing his songs. And he was an old boy of my school. The head of English at my school had taught him. And there was just a glimmer of a thought in my 13, 14-year-old self that if he could do this for a living, then maybe there was some way that I could. I'd love to do a whole show, Jake Thackray. So if you have the rights, or if you're one of his children, please get in touch. This song was inspired by a story in Laurie Lee's autobiographical book, Cider with Rosie, and it's called The Blacksmith and the Toffee-Maker. He was a blacksmith by trade. He used to live on his own. She was a little old maid. She was all gristle and bone, just a crone that you might not have fancied yourself. She was not born to attract. She was lined up for the shelf. If it were not for the fact the blacksmith loved her well, he loved her like hell. He used to grunt and sigh, fit to die, but from afar, for he was shy. As blacksmiths often are. She made a meagre livelihood from the homemade toffee that she'd sell up and down the neighbourhood to a butterscotch and caramel clientele, and optimistically she used to think that she would get a husband, yet she was far too modest to wink, too proud to be coquette, you bet, 'cause she got a squint. She was skinny, she was skint. It never seemed that she, so palpably bizarre and banal, could ever be a femme fatale. Time has no time to spare, and the years went by as they must. The spinster shivered with despair, and the blacksmith sweated with lust, fit to bust, until one day she went into the church, her simple heart to unclose. Lord, why leave me in the lurch? Why turn up your nose? God knows I'm not much cop, but my legs go up to the top, so tell me why you pass me by, and if you can, dear Lord on high, get me a man. She was in for a shock, for high in the tower like a bird, the smith was mending the clock, and he had overheard every word. He nearly fell off his perch with delight, but stout fella, he kept his head. He didn't snigger, as a lot of men might, but in tones of Jehovah instead, he said, "You're not bereft, there's a good lad left. He's nothing flash, but still reliable, stout but true. Dear daughter, will the blacksmith do?" The spinster's eyes opened wide as she heard the Almighty One. In a trembling voice she replied, "Lord, any man is better than none." Whereupon the joyous blacksmith ran home at the trot, got dressed to kill in a tick, went and asked her if she'd have him or not. And she said yes, damn quick, because she knew her state. It's daft to wait when love is overdue, to miss your cue, delay or demur, in answer to little cri de coeur. This is as much of a romance as all of the others that you get, and not so much a song and a dance as your Romeo and Juliet, nor as wet because their love didn't go to their head. No call to go berserk. The spinster went up to bed. The blacksmith went to work. Don't smirk, such loves are few. They were happy, they were true, they knew their heart's desires, as love requires. With few deceits, he used his fires to boil up her sweets.